For me, as a young player, I just got to keep going, got to keep working. As I said, failing is part of the process.
Sometimes Nagoya will go big, using Ray as a point guard. Carl needs to space the floor and knock down three-pointers. Look how straight his body and arms are. Kai Sotto is already an unbelievable defender in the B.LEAGUE. Hey, what's up? It's your host, Chris Sasaki, bringing you a brand new episode of Meet B.LEAGUE. And in this episode, we have a special guest. He's already waiting for us. This is Kai Sotto from the Hiroshima Dragonflies.
How are you doing?
It's a pleasure and honor to have you on our show. So first of all, thank you for having your time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
We actually offered Ray Parks and Carl Tamayo to join us as like a joint meeting and interview session to have like a simultaneous conversation. But do you communicate with your fellow Filipinos during the season a lot?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah especially Carl. Me and Carl are close, so that would have been fun, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Anything that you discussed with Carl before coming to Japan?
No, not really. Actually, it was we just talked after I knew that we were gonna play against each other. I was waiting for Carl to go pro years now, for years, because I felt like when he was 19, I felt like he was already ready to go pro, but he's more ready. So you're only seeing the beginning of Carl's journey, and he'll be a really good player.
But yeah, let's talk more about yourself. Your first game actually against Carl's team. How was it to actually step foot on a B.LEAGUE court, and what was that first game experience for you?
It was really good. I mean, we didn't win, but just the first time stepping on that court, playing in this league against a good team too, and playing in a really nice arena, it was a good feeling all in all.
As soon as you stepped into the court, we can feel your impact. The first game you played, you blocked 3 shots. Did you feel any kind of nerves or butterflies playing in the B.LEAGUE or not?
It was actually the opposite. I think I was too excited. I feel like some games I'm too excited, I'm too aggressive sometimes that I end up fouling early. I just don't show it off my emotions, but deep inside I was so excited.
You're somebody that has like NBA aspirations. What was the main reason that you decided to join a B.LEAGUE club?
Probably last year when I was still in the NBL, I knew that the season was going to be over early. And I just wanted to keep playing competitive basketball. I don't want to sit out and, relax. I mean, I'm a young player. I'm a young guy. I want to keep playing. And I know a lot of guys that played here in this league, especially the Filipino guys. So, I asked around. Yeah, I told my agents I wanted to play the B.LEAGUE. And they had this opportunity for me in Hiroshima. And I looked at the team and I said, let's go. I want to help these two win.
I love it. You're a natural hooper. How's this transition in your career been so far?
It's been good. I mean, it's always a challenge, but for a player, all you need is a chance to show what you can do to help the team. I'm just cherishing the moments, the opportunities that's given to me. I'm just happy to be in this team, and we got a lot more games to go, and we need to win more, and looking forward to it.
I think it's the schedule-wise, it's a very tough schedule. How has that adjustment been for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just 24 hours before the next game, so it's just a quick adjustment. Whoever did a really good job with the opponents the first game, you got to shut them down. The next game, you got to find ways. So and you got to take care of your body. It's not really easy to play back to back, especially for the other guys that plays a lot of minutes. It's not easy for them. So yeah, playing back to back is a challenge, but it's fun.
We could already see the impact on defense and like rebounding. What are the things that you try to increase as the season goes along?
Yeah, I mean, I always start with defense, and I think I have to really get better at guarding, especially guys that are bigger and stronger than me. I mean, that's always a challenge for a guy like me. Yeah, just guarding them, maintaining them one-on-one, because, I mean, if I was on the other team and I see a 7-foot skinny kid, I would attack him too. So I'm just ready for that every game. I just have to be ready, and if I do a really good job defensively against my man, our chances of winning is really high. Because I think that's my responsibility in this team. On the defensive end is to guard my man and to protect the paint.
And defense is connected to offense. Like you move so fluidly running the court, and you have like a nice soft touch and shooting the jumper. How did you like develop such agility? Like growing up, is there something special you did?
I feel like it's just time. The biggest thing is my dad played professional basketball, and he just taught me stuff at a young age that a professional would do. So I just learned a lot from him, and I just kept on working hard. Just keep on learning. Just try to be a sponge. Learn. Just learn everything. Keep on learning. Keep on trying. Failing is part of the process, but just keep on going. So I'm still 20, so I think that's a good sign that I have more to go. So I just have to stay healthy and just keep on going.
All right, Kai. And there's only limited games left in the regular season. The postseason is coming up. Today, I want to look into some title contenders and players that are playing for Western Conference title contenders. Let's dig in with our analysis segment. First, I want to introduce some plays from Ray Parks Jr. playing for Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. Nagoya likes to play fast. Even after a score from the opponent, they start their next possession very quickly, advance the ball, and Ray Parks Jr. fits this seamlessly. All right, let's take a deeper dive. They penetrate. There's a kick out. Matthew Wright, great shooter. He knocks down the three-point shot. Look how quick Nagoya restarts their possession. They throw it in right away to their point guard Takumi. And within 2 seconds, the ball is advanced to Ray Parks Jr. And see that Matthew is already trailing the play. Ray knows that Matthew's momentum is carrying him this way, so he steps, takes one dribble, then gives him a nice swing move. Matthew does a good job of contesting, but what was amazing is Ray Parks sees this, changes his shooting hand from his right hand to his left hand. All this in a split second. A great player to have in transition. Let's take a look at another play which Ray scores in transition. But before that, he's playing defense on the point guard. He's very good at trapping their point guards. Nagoya creates one of the most turnovers from the opponents, and Ray Parks is a very key component of creating havoc. Let's see, Sendai, one of their point guard is controlling the ball. Ray Parks follows his man, pressures up. The line is very high, away from the basket. He's showing his wide hands so the referee knows that he's not fouling as he's pressuring. They get a little bit stagnant. He keeps pressure on it. He sees the pick and roll coming, but sends the ball handler to one direction, which is where his teammate Koti can double team. I think they planned this ahead of time, and they're very good at trapping their ball handlers. Nagoya creates one of the most turnovers, and if the steal is above the three-point line, Ray Parks, he can just run up the court and finish it with a strong layup. This is another great play that I found in the archive. Ray Parks comes up. He's actually a pick and roll ball handler in this scene. And Nagoya being injury prone and also sometimes going big with Ray Parks handling the ball, he has the fourth most ball handling opportunities in the pick and roll in Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. His diverse skill set is shown in this play as well. Ray Parks is here. The ball's being handed off to him. Defense reacts. There's a ball screen set. What Ray is looking at, he is not under pressure, so he's speeding up and trying to see how this big man reacts. If this big man is sagging, I think he can use his size and speed and athleticism to just drive directly. But he sees this big man kind of stepping out, and his right foot is forward towards three-point line, giving him a better angle to cross over and splitting the defense. He made a very good judgment in a split second and another strong finish, this time over a defender with his left hand. Here's another great ball handling sequence from Ray Parks. First, he's acting like a decoy, screening for his teammates, but finally rejects the screen and finishes a layup. Point guard Ito is handling the ball. Before the final play happens, there have been some screen set, some misdirections. Once the wing player Suda catches the ball, Ray will back screen his teammate, forcing the defense to react to the cut. This gives Ray a cushion once he steps out to the three-point line. Sees that his defender, a great defender Endo, already trailing the play. At this time, Nagoya's center is setting another ball screen. He thinks Ray is going to continue to advance towards the screen, but Ray understands that the defense is already in a predicament. He rejects the screen, but uses the defense's momentum to counter. All the help defense were on this side. The last defender, Fotu, he's another good defense, but Ray keeps his composure, finishes with another lefty. In these sequences, you can see that Ray is very good at taking advantage of the transition and also a very good secondary ball handler. Sometimes Nagoya will go big using Ray as a point guard. I think they're very, very diverse and deep team. All right, let's move on to Carl Tamayo from the Ryukyu Golden Kings. He is a very key component to increase the title chances for Ryukyu. I have some plays from Carl Tamayo that could be essential for Ryukyu moving on. First up, this is a very simple pick and roll play. Jack Cooley dives, defense leaves Carl wide open, he knocks down the three-pointer. Nice shot, Carl. So you need to keep in mind that Ryukyu isn't a heavy three-point shooting team. Also, the percentage could be kind of shaky. Going back to last season's championship finals, they lost with the three ball. In this most recent tournament, the Emperor's Cup, the three ball made a big difference between them and Chiba Jets. Please understand that Carl is playing the small forward right now. This is something that Ryukyu is increasingly using after the Emperor's Cup. They have Duncan and Cooley as the power forward and center. To enable Ryukyu to use this lineup constantly, Carl needs to space the floor and knock down three-pointers to keep the defense honest. There's a pick and roll situation with Ryuichi Kishimoto. Defense reacts to the ball. There's a diving lane for Jack Cooley. What Ryukyu is doing is Cooley and Tamayo is attacking this one defender. It's a 2-on-1 situation. If this guy does not leave Tamayo, Cooley will have a straight line diving to the basket. But of course, Cooley is one of the MVP candidates for this season. The defense will react to this dive. Carl already has his hand up. It's very tight, no space. It's very congested in the painted area. So Ryuichi kicks the ball out. Carl knocks down, even though there was a good contest. Bang, bang. So far, playing 5 games for Ryukyu Golden Kings, Carl has shot 10 3-pointers, making 3. This is still below average. Carl knocking down the 3 ball with a decent percentages will be a very big key component. Again, let's look at a play that Carl is playing on the perimeter. This one's a great back cut, finishing with contact. The point guard Ryuichi is bringing the ball up. He hands it off to Jack Cooley. In this situation, usually Ryukyu would do a dribble handoff. The defense knows this play, so he's reacting very quickly. See again that Ryukyu is in a big lineup. Carl playing the small forward, power forward, and a center. Moving on, Ryukyu definitely needs to create bigger leads when they're using these kind of bigger lineups. And again, the key is how Tamayo plays on the perimeter. Right here, he gives him a good fake, countering the defense. All the other help defenders are too focused on shooter Kishimoto over here. And Tamayo, with a big body, he is able to finish over bigger and stronger defenders. This shows that Tamayo can actually use the defense's momentum against them, and if he can create more advantages on the offensive end, it's always a plus. Now let's flip the coin. Ryukyu is actually playing defense this time, and Tamayo was able to show some defensive versatility in the big lineup they're using. Tamayo is right here. They're playing against Shinshu. Shinshu's ball handler is here. They go into a ball screen action. Ryukyu switches this action, meaning Tamayo is now guarding the ball handler. Now switching is a very advanced way to defend the pick and roll. And going into the championship, it's going to be a very important tactic. Tamayo is guarding one of the best ball handlers in Shinshu. There's still a lot of time on the shot clock, but he's staying in front, sticking to the man even though he's dribbling, not giving him any airspace. And Ryukyu was able to finish with a rebound. On this play, Tamayo is playing a very physical forward from Shinshu. This shows Tamayo's defensive versatility. Shinshu bringing the ball up. There's a down screen for Tamayo's man. He cuts through. There's another screen action. He makes a good decision going under the play because he is outside of his shooting range. Beats him to the spot, staying in front. McHenry trying to drive between this gap, but Tamayo moves his feet very well, staying in front, forcing Mac into a very tough kind of fading jump hook. If Tamayo can guard opponents' ball handlers, point guards, shooting guards, and also their bulky power forwards, this will give another dimension for Ryukyu to play switching defense. Sometimes Jack Cooley prefers to play the drop defense, allowing the opponents to shoot pull-up 3-pointers. So Ryukyu doesn't necessarily have to go in a bigger lineup. They could just use Tamayo as the power forward and Duncan as a center in a smaller lineup, which gives him more opportunities for different types of scenarios. Watching Kai Sotto play 5 games for Dragonflies, you can see the immediate impact on defense. But in basketball, defense is connected to offense, even though Hiroshima Dragonflies has the 3rd highest scoring average. Kai Sotto would generate more easy offense for Hiroshima. Right here, Ryukyu is penetrating, he protects the rim, and you can see he's trailing the play, but his fluidity running up the floor and maneuver that he shows in mid-air is unbelievable. Right here, Ryukyu's power forward is driving the gap, but Kai helps just enough to make him pass the ball. This pass is too crowded, leading into a turnover. It's a 3-on-2 with one defense trailing the play. As the ball advances, the defense needs to react. But Kai, who was the back line of the defense, is already over here. The speed that he runs up the floor, mid-air, double clutches, finishing with a soft touch. Kai can definitely protect the rim, but when he runs the floor, it's devastating for the opponent's defense. Let's look at another transition sequence. In transition, bigs are told to protect the paint, but Kai having a shot outside gives them a bigger headache. Hiroshima collects the ball. They try to push up. There's no advantage by the numbers, but once Black Seer penetrates the paint, you can see Ryukyu is creating a very small shell trying to protect the paint. Kai trailing the play, he is not under pressure. Right here, Cooley is the guy who should pressure up, contest the shot, but this is a wide open mid-range. The spacing for Hiroshima is very crucial. Hiroshima is starting Kai and also two more import players. So when Kai can show his soft touch at any time, it's a very big impact on the team offense. Kai is also a decent passer in the half court, sometimes being a good hub to break down opponents' zone defense, like the game going against Nagoya. A big man that can pass the ball is actually a good antidote for small spacing. And now let's look at his undeniable shot blocking ability. He's only played 5 games, but already blocked 12 shots. Ryukyu's Darlam, he plays power forward, but he can also handle the ball and sometimes becomes a pick and roll ball handler as well. He is guarded by a quicker, mobile Japanese player, but still has the ability to penetrate the paint. Kai anticipates the drive, meeting him at the apex of the shot. Look how straight his body and arms are. If there's contact when his arms are down, or if he's jumping into the offensive player, this is instantly a defensive foul. This is a perfect example of verticality. And at the very last second, when Darlam changes hand, he still has the reach to deflect the ball. Kai defending the rim without fouling will be crucial down the stretch. This is another play that Kai blocks a shot, this time directly guarding the ball handler. And this leads into a transition 3. A big play generated by the ability of Kai protecting the rim. Once again, you see Ryukyu giving the ball to Darlam. He crosses over. At this point, it seems like Kai is beaten. But as Darlam makes his way to shoot the layup, Kai still has the length and jumping ability to meet him at the rim. Erasing any kind of advantage around the rim will be a big weapon for Kai and his team. Kai Sotto is already an unbelievable defender in the B.LEAGUE, using every 220 centimeters of his body. He's very disciplined in using the rule for his advantage. He knows his role is defense and rebounding. Him understanding his role on this team would even enhance what he is going to do. The Western Conference is wide open with 4 contenders, and I can't wait to see Kai Sotto playing in the championship. Let's talk a little bit more about the Western Conference. Regular season is coming to the end, and the postseason is right around the corner. What are the things that are necessary for you guys to solidify the championship playoff bracket?
Yeah, I think it's our defense, because I feel like our offense, we got a lot of weapons. We got some shooters, we got scorers, and we got guys like me who could just wait for the right opportunity and make the most of it. But yeah, as I said, we got a lot of weapons offensively. It's just defensively, we just got to keep on working. Team defense, one-on-one defense, everything. We just got to keep on working if we want to get to that top spot.
Mhm.
And I feel like our game against Ryukyu, for me, that wasn't our best game. That wasn't my best game, and they played really good.
Hmm.
They shot really well. I was really surprised that first game. I only had 2 rebounds that game, and when I looked back at the video, they were making everything. Even this Nagoya game, I feel like I played a bad game. I feel like that wasn't our best game. So I think if you look at the positive, these teams beat us when they were playing good and we were playing bad. So I feel like focus on our defense. That gets better. Our offense will follow.
Mhm.
Offense is always there, so just gotta keep on working.
I see. You already said that your offense seems to be clicking with so many assists. Why do you think the Dragonflies are clicking so well on the offensive end?
I think it's just the guys, the players. It's just really nice guys, very unselfish. Everybody's just locked in on winning, and nobody cares who scores the most points, who doesn't score. It's just when that scoreboard is up, that's the most important thing, if we win or not. So
This year is a big year for you, not just in the B.LEAGUE. You have NBA aspirations. The World Cup is coming up to represent your country. Could you speak on that a little bit? What's your goal for this year?
I mean, yeah, as you said, this year is it's going to be a big year for me because I could play a lot of games. I just finished NBL, now in the B.LEAGUE, and then Summer League's coming up, and then the World Cup, and whatever happens after that happens. But for me, as a young player, I just got to keep going, got to keep working. I said failing is part of the process. The important thing is trying and working hard. So I just got to stay my path, stay on my journey, and just got to keep working. It'll be a tough year. I mean, I don't have to hide the fact that it's going to be a challenging year for me, but I mean that's why I play basketball, for these challenges, and got to keep working, got to stay ready. And, I'm looking forward to this tough year, and it'll be great.
I like the fact that you're embracing it. And the last 2 games in May in the regular seasons, it's going to be another matchup with Ryukyu Golden Kings. This is another chance that you might be matched up with Carl again, like on the court. Is there any chance that you have circled any calendar?
Probably, yeah. I mean, that last game against Ryukyu will be crucial for us. I mean, for me, I really want to beat them because my first game, my debut, we lost against them, and I feel like we could have beaten them. But we have this last game against them, and probably I don't know how many games after that we might face them again. But we'll be ready. I mean, it doesn't matter who our opponents are. We just have to stay ready.
Thank you so much for your time. Really enjoyed talking to you. Good luck doing the rest of your season. And like I said, keep writing your own book. Have fun during the journey, right?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the interview as much as I did. It was the very first time that I got a chance to chop it up with Kai Sotto, but I couldn't believe how humble and focused he is. He is very focused on the journey during the B.LEAGUE and challenging going into the NBA and the upcoming World Cup. It's gonna be a big year for him, and I'm already a fan of his, so I can't wait to meet him in person. In April, there are some marquee games that Hiroshima is playing. On the 8th, on Saturday, they are playing the #1 seed in the Western Conference, Shimane Susano Magic. Let's see how Hiroshima plays against them. And also on the 16th, this is a Sunday, going against Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. Ray Parks Jr. is also on Nagoya, so this could be a very good battle, mano-a-mano type of situation. You don't want to miss. So circle that calendar and wait for more hot B.LEAGUE actions. So that's a wrap for this episode of Meet B.LEAGUE. Hope to see you soon again. See ya!